This is a super inconvenient time to have feeding tube pain and health issues in general because my doctors don't have power. Honestly, I have this immense feeling of gratitude among all of the chaos. On our adventure.
Ah, yeah, freezing cold here.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Guess what? We have power back at my home. Oh my goodness. When I found out that news, I was ready to tear through the door and rush back to Tampa Bay. But then my mom was like, wait, think about your father. I was just like, good point. So my dad doesn't need constant care, but he's kind of like me. He needs somebody with him just to help him here and there with a few things. And right now my aunt lives with him in this room, the guest room, and she was visiting her daughter in California, so she couldn't come back yet, and she's still in queue to get her flight back here, and she's coming back on Friday. Somebody's going to be with him all day tomorrow, Thursday, but he'd be alone here today on Wednesday. So my mom and I have decided, for his safety and to help him with a few things he needs, we're going to stay today and go back home tomorrow morning. Even though I really want to be home, family comes first. So we're going to spend an extra day in Orlando, and even though I really want to go home, I'm totally okay with it because it just means more time I get to spend with my dad. And I know he would do the same for me. Anyways, when we do go home tomorrow, that's when the hard work starts to situate our house and get it back to how it's supposed to be, and also assessing what damage there may or may not be. But I am optimistic we're going to find our home in good condition. In other news, I had really bad feeding tube pain this morning. The pain is constant, but sometimes it gets worse than other times, and this morning was one of those bad times. And my mom wanted to take me to the hospital to get imaging of the feeding tube. And my previous feeding tube, I had this similar pain. It wasn't as bad as this tube. It's like right here to the left of my stoma, and we had to get imaging of my previous tube. They found a kink in the area that's causing me pain. The kink was contributing to my pain. The way to fix it was to change out the feeding tube to a new one that wasn't kinked. And I agree that imaging would probably be useful, but my GI has a very specific way of how to do the imaging with certain ways that I lay and a certain type of contrast and whatnot. And my GI's office is still closed because they have no power. And the hospitals here don't know me. So there's no records of how we did my previous imaging or anything because my hospitals are in Tampa Bay. And I don't know, my mom said if the pain gets any worse, she's gonna take me in because this is ridiculous. And she said it'll be good to have the imaging already so my doctor can see something at least when they open, so we're not just starting from nothing. At least we'll have imaging to show him. I don't know, I really don't wanna go to the ER, especially when it's not my hospital that knows me and has my records already. So that's where we're at. Like I said in one of my most recent vlogs, even in a hurricane, even when you're traveling, you're still chronically ill. I still got to do port care, infusions, medicines, taking care of my body, and I still got to deal with my feeding tube. I mean, it's wonderful. I can still run my feeds and that doesn't affect the pain. Because I'm not tolerating my current formula very well, it does give me the GI issues like cramping and some abdominal pain and diarrhea. Sorry, TMI. But it doesn't make that specific pain to the left of my stoma any worse. So, I don't know. Like I said, with every treatment, there's going to be pros and cons. The pros are magnificent with the feeding tube. I'm doing so much better than that severe and dangerous state of malnourishment I was in. But the cons are, it's painful. I'm not on the right formula yet. We are working on getting me on Kate Farms, and I think that'll happen really soon. It's just a process for insurance approval and all that, but it's a process to fix the kinks. See what I did there? Because I had a feeding tube kink once. It was a joke. Anyways, that's my day so far. So we both have our walkers here, and I'm just telling the people we both have our walkers.
We're gonna have a walker race.
A walker-thon around the building.
Oh, we were having traffic jams yesterday, but we're getting the hang of it. Well, my mom took my dad out to run an errand. I think something to do with his hearing aids. I'm not sure, but anyways, if y'all watched the vlog where Judd and I went on a photography trip so I could get back into my amateur photography, I had some lenses that I needed to pick up from here because we left some of my camera lenses here and my dad found them for me. This is the telescopic lens and this is just the regular lens. And this is my dad's 30D Canon camera and he said I could take it because he doesn't use it at all anymore and he'd rather me take it and get use out of it than him not use it. I have a Canon 60D and I have a 50mm lens and a wide angle lens at home. This is the charger for this camera. So now my set is complete. All right, I've been trying to get a hold of my doctors and they still don't have power, so I can't. Tried to call my GI, still no power, and I think I'm gonna be fine waiting on the imaging of my feeding tube because when I woke up this morning, first thing in the morning, the pain was manageable, but after I'd gotten up and gotten dressed, taken Harlow out, fed Harlow, then the pain got really, really bad. And then it dissipated a bit and it's back to manageable, so I think I'll be okay to wait until I hear from my GI and see what he wants to do. All right, go get your toy. Go get your toy. Harlow's found this toy that she loves. Oh, what's that? This toy? This is actually Oakley's toy. Oakley is my dad's pet, but he's not here right now. He's staying with friends because it was just more convenient while my dad was in the hospital, but he's coming home tomorrow. You gonna play with this? Yeah. My dad's back, his hearing aids are working better, and we're watching Lion King. The movie was really good. My feeding tube is not. This is a super inconvenient time to have feeding tube pain and health issues in general because my doctors don't have power. But I am fairly confident they will get power within the next few days and I can contact my GI to see what he wants to do about my feeding tube problems and all my other doctors will fall into place. I was able to contact the infusion center and we rescheduled IVIG for a few weeks out at just a more convenient time and everything will be okay. I am confident. And tomorrow I get to go home and I talked to the leasing office in our community. Like I said, we have power and they said the neighborhood did not flood as much as we think. So I'm fairly certain we're coming home to a house that is not totally damaged, and I have found a company that's going to help us move our furniture back to where we need it, so that is taken care of. Then we just need to clear out the fridge because no power for 3 days means everything in the fridge is bad. Don't want to risk it, and get some groceries and just settle in at home. Eventually Judd will be coming home. Things are going to be okay.
Berlin,
We have delicious.
Berlin, there are some good pieces in this cucumber.
All right, here. I will rescue it. And we're gonna have some cucumbers if we find some.
Mom, that looks rotten.
That's all right. We'll try.
Hey, Berlin, you can pick which dressing you want to put on out of all these.
My dad is rogue without his walker. Daddy, you've gone rogue. You've gone rogue without your walker.
I know. I'm on my stumble mode.
Careful, please.
Harlow said to me, you don't need it. Hey Harlow, behind every unfortunate thing that happens in life, there's always some good comes out of it.
Yeah.
This has been great having Jacqueline and Mum here with Harlow.
And hopefully in a few months' time, my dad will be able to move over to Tampa Bay so you're closer to us. That is our plan we're concocting.
I escaped from the hospital in better shape having family with me.
Yeah.
More comfortable.
And we'll be happier when you're with us over in Tampa Bay.
Yes, I will, for sure.
So with the walkers, y'all might think that Harlow would trip us up, but she's actually very good at avoiding the walkers because I've taught her a watch out command where basically if she's in the way, I'll say, Harlow, watch out. And it means, you know, get out of the way. If you're laying down and you're in the way, she has to get up and move. Yeah, she is. And then the watch out thing became automatic. And when she sees us coming towards her, if she knows she's in the way, she'll move so she doesn't trip us up. Because we already have enough issues with that. Right, Harlow? You good girl?
What do you want to put? We can eat at the...
Which one do I want to what?
Which dressing would you like to have?
Harlow just wants
probably
attention. Are you begging him for attention?
He's wagging tail though.
Well, we've got some tasty chicken and my parents have some salad, but salad is very hard for me to digest, so I'm just enjoying some white chicken breasts. Mom,
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Daddy, I love you.
Love you too, beautiful girl.
This was a nice dinner.
It's nice.
It was. Harlow, You big dog. Can you get my elephant? Get Ellie. Yeah, can I have that? Can I? Thank you. Okay, I have her now. Thanks, Harlow. Well, I must say, after all the stress of having to evacuate and totally dismantle our house and move the furniture everywhere and just everything with the hurricane, spending time with my mom and dad has been amazing. A huge blessing among the chaos, and I am so thankful for this. I mean, my dad is busy with his stuff, my mom's busy with her stuff. It's hard for me to travel, so being here the past 2 days to spend time with both of them has been incredible. I am so grateful for that. And honestly, I have this immense feeling of gratitude among all of the chaos. I mean, my dad has power and his home is okay and he's out of the hospital and doing well. That in itself is amazing. And Paul and Janice's house sustained little damage and they have power, and now we have power back at home too. And from reports of others, our neighborhood did fairly well with little damage. We won't know for sure until we go inside and check the carpets for flooding and whatnot, but I'm pretty confident our house is okay. And it's kind of a strange guilt. I don't know if guilt is the right word, but I know so many people are far worse off with houses they can't even live in anymore. No power for weeks. There's still millions of people without power. So it's kind of a strange feeling to have these blessings while others don't, but I'm grateful. And for the people who are worse off, I am praying for y'all. You know, my family's doing what we can. Judd is out there right now helping the people who need it. And if we can do more, we will. So even in times like this, there's still so much to be grateful for. And I really, really, again, love spending time with my mom and dad. Tomorrow we head home and I'll still be happy going home, you know, home sweet home. There's no place like home. And we're gonna start getting things situated there. And like I've mentioned, I'm fairly confident that life will just slowly start falling back into place. Some things you gotta be patient with it, and some things you gotta work hard at it to make it happen, but it will happen eventually. And with that, I'm gonna say goodnight and thanks for joining us on our adventure.